Hi, I am Nicole Carr, and so I'm glancing at the list of requirements for the video while I do it. So, the interview that I did, I actually chose the behavioral health department of the clinic that I work in. I work in flight medicine, aviation medicine, things like that. We have a whole separate area for behavioral health. So, I am in the Navy. In the Navy, we have what we call psych doc. And they are the actual degreed professionals. Usually with our officers, a lot of times, like if you're the admin officer, you're an admin-o, or a security officer, you're the SECO. Our psych docs used to be called psychos. They've stopped doing that now, so now they are psych doc. And then we have corpsmen, who is the medical Navy enlisted personnel who have actually gone through regular medical training, and then they also go and take on additional training in the behavioral health field. And so their job is to assist the actual doc with patient care. So kind of like me, where I go in and I do vitals and get the basic questions started up before my patient sees my provider. They kind of do the same thing with their psych doc. And so when I did my interview, I actually kind of talked to the corpsmen who work with the doc as well as the doc to kind of just get an overall, idea on their overall job. So it kind of was like a group interview that I did. So multiple degrees, like you actually have the doctored degree, psychiatrist, who sees the patients, and then the other ones, they're not degreed, and if they were to leave the Navy, they actually wouldn't be qualified to do anything in the mental health. Like they haven't even done an associate's, bachelor's, or anything like that. It's just Navy training that they've had. But their health titles, their job titles would be behavioral health techs, and they, like I said, they do assist the jobs, or they assist the docs with the patient care. In my clinic specifically, we deal mostly with active duty military. They do occasionally see the spouses or retirees, but for the most part, we do focus on the active duty military specifically, and a lot of the stressors that go with their day-to-day jobs, the deployments, the underways, the different flights that they have to go on. And so that's what their job duties entail. Overall, we keep it like a very clinic looking type atmosphere. There's nothing like cozy and warm about our place. However, the doc's office, they do tend to, they try. So they've got a few extra pictures in there. They've got a couple little attempts at couches and some cute little quotes and things that they try to make it look a little more, like more of a safe space, more comfortable, and to put people more at ease when they come in and see them. For the most part, the challenges that they found kind of across the board was just getting people to open up. That it's the biggest challenge when it comes to the Navy is or the military as a whole, is that there is such a stigma about, if you report having a mental health issue, that you're going to get kicked out, that you can't advance, you can't work in the military, you can't admit that medically that there is something going on with your mental health that is keeping you from doing your job. And so hands down, that was definitely the biggest struggle that everybody said, was just getting their patients to open up, getting them to admit that there is something going on, that they are struggling, that they need the help. Some people are there because they chose to be there. Some people are there because it was referred to by their command. And overall, like the Navy as a whole is starting to get better. And it is not admit you have a struggle and you're out. So they are getting better at that, and they are getting better at really helping their sailors get the care that they need so they can continue doing their job. And if it is too stressful, if it's something that it's just not working out, like they're also there to, yes, help them get out of the military, but it's not so much like as a kicking them out as much as it is hey, your health and well-being is more important than anything you're doing for us in the Navy. And so we want you to go the route that's going to help put you in a much better place, not just for yourself, but your family and your loved one, your friends, and a career that's going to put you on a better path than where you're at now. As far as like fulfilling, like what they found fulfilling about working in the industry, that kind of came with some mixed reviews. The doc, she went to school. Like, this was what she wanted to do. So for her, it's, the breakthrough with her patients and helping them understand what causes the problems. And she had like the very, I would say, like your standard answers for that. The corpsman, on the other hand, you don't necessarily get a choice to be a behavioral health tech. So when you go through the military, you go through boot camp. You get told you're going to be a corpsman. So you go to a 4-month medical training. And then when you're there, they can say, hey, that's all the training you get. You're going out to the fleet. Or they can say, we need you to be a dental tech. And then you go to 6 months of dental school. Or we need you to be a surge tech. And you go to a year of surgery school. And in this case, you get told you're a behavioral health tech. And you go for, I think it's 2.5 months of training for mental health stuff. So it was kind of hard to get an answer on what they really found fulfilling. A lot of them are just, it's kind of that day-to-day thing. Like I wouldn't say that they're unhappy, but it's a career that was picked for them and they're just doing their daily job. So for the most part, that fulfilling part, it was kind of hard to when it came to the enlisted side of it, because it wasn't what they chose, it's what they were given. The doc, on the other hand, was definitely, she was more about the, taking care of people and reaching that breakthrough and getting them the help they need and helping them when that light clicks in their side, when they understand what's causing the problems, was honestly something that she actually like really enjoyed. And then when it comes to like the growth within their field, she's always putting out all the different available resources that the military offers for mental health. And so she will sometimes take the classes herself just to kind of see like, hey, what's other people putting out? What can I learn? And she was really big on pushing that with her corpsmen. So getting them to take these additional classes. We have a great program called Military One-Source, and they offer opportunities for everything, helping with your taxes, marriage, child care, but mental health resources as well. So that continuing education is something that she really pushes on her sailors and the ones who work with her. The Navy requires there's set training we all have to do every year, no matter what, cyber awareness training, things like that. But she does require her sailors to do some extra continuing education training so that they can continue to grow in the field. And a lot of the training in the Navy, you suck it up and you do it whether you want to or not. And I think that's kind of what a lot of her sailors are doing. It's like, oh, it's required training. I'm just going to get it out, knock it out of the way. But eventually they are learning something while they do it. So that always helps. And whether they like it or not, it's there in the back of their brain. And as far as students pursuing work in this field, I'm all for it. I'm super supportive. This is something that I've wanted to do. I love the medical side of my job. I love more of the trauma med and stuff, but I'm a huge fan of kind of what makes people tick, what has them feeling the way they feel or going in the direction they're going. And getting to work with the military people, because it is my field and it's something that is important to me. So to me, I highly recommend it. And I'd actually love to get into the behavioral tech field. I'm in aviation now, so I actually have to fight to get into that field. So that's actually something that I'm hoping to do. I have 2 more years at the job I have, and then I can start pursuing another portion, and I'm actually hoping that I can get them to let me go into that route and go the behavioral tech field, since that is what I'm going to school for, trying to get my degree in, and eventually cross over into that officer world so I can be a psych doc myself. So that's it.